Did you know that most teens with functional neurological disorder, short for FND, try to avoid stress, whatever that is or wherever it's coming from, because they think it'll make their symptoms worse? But did you also know that avoiding the stress, whatever it is, actually makes the FND worse? So in this video, I will explain why learning to handle stress better instead of escaping it is the number one skill for the teen FND recovery. So let's dive in. Hi, my name is Dr. Lee. I'm a pediatric health psychologist and the founder of Teen FND Academy, which is a group online coaching program to help ambitious teens with FND and their dedicated parents like you who are watching this video to basically resolve the condition of FND. So I have worked with hundreds of teens with FND and their parents successfully resolve the condition. But along the way, I have learned this. Many parents and teens as well, for the most part, many teens, at least in the beginning, they tell me that they have been avoiding anything and everything that makes them feel stressed, because the stress, once again, is not the reason why they're having the FND symptoms to begin with. However, stress is also part of the triggers for the FND episode or symptoms to get worse. So what would that look like? Well, teens with FND oftentimes avoid things like school or social situations, physical movement, or anything that might trigger their symptoms, whether it's a sensory overloading scenario like concert or going for a game or anything like that. That would be a lot of lights, noise, and commotion and things like that. Or a family gathering where they feel like they have to be in one place for a long time, or whatever the case is. Teens with FND tend to avoid a lot of these situations. But here's the deal. Why avoiding stress keeps FND stuck? Because number one, stress is not the enemy. It's the way we respond to the thing that causes us to stress. The way we're responding to the stress is what matters. Because think about it. You're not going to be able to avoid all kinds of stressful situation or event or people for the rest of your life. So the choice is, are you going to continue to avoid and then wrap your teen in this bubble that your teen will never learn the skills or strategy to face the fear or anything that makes them stressful, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is avoiding stress literally tells the brain, this is dangerous. The thing that whatever the stressful situation is, that is dangerous. Therefore, you need to stay in this fight or flight mode for as long as possible. And this makes them feel on edge, hypervigilant, and sort of like this constantly overlooking this signal to make them feel stressed, because they're using that as a cue to avoid or escape from the situation or people or whatever that is causing them to feel stressful. So how can you actually train the brain to handle stress? It is not just me saying, just deal with it. Teens basically say, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to deal with it. Well, okay, I want you to deal with it, but I want you to deal with it better, right? So there is that. So instead of avoiding stress, teens need to build resilience by facing challenges in a safe way. So this is not the same thing as your teen needs to continue to expose themselves to a super dangerous situation, right? Like walking down the aisle in a pitch dark environment with strangers or something like that. It's not that. It is more about retraining the brain to start with the controlled exposure. So basically, your teen can choose what is it that they are feeling stressful about and pick one thing to start with. So gradually reintroducing that challenging activity and then building along the way stress tolerance techniques. So take a breathing exercise, grounding exercise, mindset shift, or whatever is an autonomic nervous system strategies that I have been talking about like 1,000 times on this channel. You use that not to escape, but to face the fear or the stress in a safe way, little by little. And also, when your teen's mind starts to go ding, 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 this is dangerous, stay fight or flight, that kind of thing, then your teen can also learn to reframe the discomfort. So things like, instead of, I can't do this, I can't handle this, your teen can say, I am building my strengths. I am going through it. This is not forever. This is temporarily. I am actually being brave, or I have a courage, or whatever it is that works for them. It doesn't have to be stay positive, kind of thing. It's more about trusting themselves. That helps them to redirect the discomfort, which then leads to building confidence and resilience. So what parents can do to help the teens? Number one, encourage your teen to face small challenges every day. Not in a matter of, you have to do this every day, kind of thing. But like really encourage, what is it that you stopped doing since the FND, or what is it that you started doing since the FND, and what can you get rid of or what can you resume, right? So start with one thing instead of doing everything. Okay, so start with small challenges, and then you and your child can come up with that. Pick one thing and then try that one thing every day. And then gradually expand that territory to other things or more often. And number two, what parents can do. Well, do not remove all stress. Okay, this sounds kind of weird. However, instead, teach them how to navigate it. With the caveat, I will say pick the battle, right? So you don't have to, again, expose your teen to all kinds of stressful events and situations all at once, right? Start with the baby steps. That's why small challenges. And you are no longer responsible for removing all of those stress when you don't need to. Number three, you are the secret weapon. I say that all the time. Therefore, lead by example. What that means is you are basically modeling resilience. So your reactions to those stressful situations shape how they see stress. So if you are, okay, I've got this. All right, I don't like it, but I can face it. That attitude will go a long way instead of, oh my gosh, I'm so worried. I can't sleep. And then there's nothing I can do. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That is exactly what you're teaching your child to do. And unless that is what you want to teach your child to do for the rest of their life, this is a good time to change your reaction to the thing that stresses you out. So therefore, you are modeling the resilience. And again, the goal is not to eliminate stress. That's why it doesn't work. However, to teach your teen how to handle it better. If this is helpful, leave me a comment. What are the things that you are actually choosing to face the challenge, or encourage your teen to face a small challenge for you and yourself? And if you're serious about wanting to be done with FND for your teen, along with your teen, then you might be a good fit for my program, Teen FND Academy. The link is down below for more information and see if you qualify for the program. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.